Daddy Freeze is playing smart. He's being clever by half. Daddy Freeze, we love you and we have been watching your shows. But on this one, you are wrong. You know, Daddy Freeze, who obviously is a friend to Reno or Mockery, was giving Reno clue on how to discredit Obi. He first started by saying that the reason he didn't support Obi in 2023 is because of the abuse of obedience, and I laugh. Many of us are obedient, but many of us are not abusive. In your camp, in your house, in Tinubu's house, in the APC, or whichever party you now supported, there are people who are abusive or use abusive languages. Has it made you not to support them? You didn't also see that that camp you supported had most of them also abusing the people you call obedient. And anybody who is speaking his mind and his wish through whichever way he wants to say it, will you not say it's the obedience that are doing it to you because they insulted you? People have their ways of handling matters. And you cannot say because of that reason. That is why you will not support a good cause to bring Nigeria out because somebody insulted you. At least they've been insulting you not just because of Obi, even because of your views and the things you have been saying about that the GOs and men of God. Will you say those ones are also obedient? See, that argument is something else. Just throw it aside. I don't want to give it a name for which it will not be a name that will be derogatory. So it's not even an argument. Just throw that away. And the second thing he did was to give Reno clue to say that Obi works for Abacha.
The difference between what I'm going to tell you now, which I said before, is implementation. Even if the worst person had come to Nigeria who didn't know anything, started implementing what people have been writing for 28 years, things would have changed. Just said, I was telling them a story last night about Abacha. How we went to where almost supposedly be arrested for not paying duty. The port was congested. Everything was under Abacha. You clear goods so faster than you can do today. And we did everything. So we're supposed to be under arrest because they said we didn't pay duty. We didn't do anything. So we went to Abuja to see Abacha. We were 100. They said they're going to lock us up. Only 30 agreed to see him. And when they said I should speak, I started talking. Halfway, the man banged his table and said, call, I need the minister. He said, form today for the congestion. You see this boy who is talking, which is me, Shaman, Tinker. That's how I got involved in the port. And when they finished it, everybody was clapping for Abacha for clearing the port. But all he did, he took decision by listening to us. That's all. If all this that I've listened to you, who will be here talking?
One thing I cannot reconcile is how Obi helped Abacha's regime.
There's criticism of Obi. I love him as a person.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant and all, but I can't divorce him from the fact that he worked hand in hand with Abacha. He was the MD of the National Ports Authority under a regime like General Sani Abacha's regime.
Yeah.
We know that in this world, the corruption of a country starts at its ports.
Yeah.
How can we have this great, fantastic political leader who is a saint today but worked with General Abacha?
Do you know that that is a narrative, a propaganda? Something you want to push and throw in the line of discussion to make it look real. And unfortunately, it is all a lie. Unfortunately, having seen the loopholes in your claims, you now turn around. Instead of coming out clearly to say, I'm wrong, you now start dancing around it to make it Reno's take. By calling Reno on your show to say, hey, Reno, that thing I said, obedience came for me. Is it, did Obi or did Obi not work for?
All right, so let me call Reno or Mockery and ask him a question. Okay. So, I'm putting a call through to Reno. I want to know exactly what Peter Obi's role was in the Abacha government.
Oh, hello, Anthony. It's Adayo. I'm driving. I only picked because I'm at the red light. I'm driving.
Oh, wow. Nice. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take much of your time. So I made a statement during the Honest Bunch podcast recording about former Governor Peter Obi. I said he worked hand in hand in Abacha as the MD of the ports. That's exactly how I put it. So a lot of people are saying I didn't get my facts right and I don't know who to consult. So I decided to call you a political analyst. What exactly was Peter Obi's job with Abacha? Because a lot of people were saying I didn't know what I was talking about. So please help out as a political analyst. And this forum is open to any political analyst in the comment section. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong.
Am I live?
No. I'm just on a one-on-one call with you.
Okay. Abacha and Peter Obi, they worked hand in hand together. Abacha personally selected Peter Obi to head a task force to decongest the ports. So at the time when Abacha was busy, people left, right, and center, Peter Obi was working for him. And you know, like all things, I've got documentary evidence to back up what I'm saying. So if Peter Obi tries to, act like a saint, I'll release the documentary evidence. He met with Abacha personally. He met with Abacha. He was selected by Abacha, and he worked with him. And
for how long did he work with him? Because a lot of people even I am unaware of this, and I'm of course open to criticism.
He did. He worked with Abacha. I think it was for over 2 years, but he was with him until that government, until Abacha, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Are you not the one that made the claim? Why do you want to now put it on Reno? Because Reno is ready to be controversial. You don't want to be controversial again. Not be you raise the matter. You now see that it's a lie. So do not let bitterness. That's exactly the behavior that Showore puts on. When you allow anger, bitterness, and hatred take a good hold on you, that it now impairs your sense of judgment. It becomes malicious. So when I watched you, you did well on that set. But that very portion, though there were other areas, you threw questions that were more about scrutiny, scrutinizing this person who wants to be a leader to a whole country, which is nice. But when you brought in this aspect, this cunningly snuck in ideology, propaganda, it negated your intentions. It made it look malicious. And we also will think that it will be right for you not to play the ostrich by hiding under Reno Mockery to say, is it true or is it not? I want to be sure. I am teachable. I can learn. I want to be taught. Did you come to the podcast to learn? When you were making a categorical statement, you made that comment even more than once to say the reason I cannot reconcile the fact that Obi worked for Abacha's regime. And you even gave example with the smelling fuel phenomenon. That there was a fuel that was smelling all over throughout that time when you entered the bus, which is something that is supporting your claim. And you claim that those fuel were imported. So because Obi was working in the wharf at Apapa, he is the one that cleared those things. When you know truly what the story was. A young man who had gone with a complaint and maybe spoken well more than every other person, and the leader says, okay, you that is complaining, be the change you want. Take up the task of clearing the pot. It's not even a political appointment. A task force. It's like, since this thing is a minute, you can be a task force member or leader in your streets to say, let's clear the gutters. Let us make sure that 1 million boys don't come into our streets by erecting gates and putting up people in batches that will be doing vigilante at night. Task force is something that anybody can lead. It's not a political appointment. For you to now paint Obi as somebody who aided Abacha to destroy Nigeria, that is malicious and is something we will not accept. This is how we insult people. This is how they say we are a headless mob. Obedience are not headless mob. There are people who are very passionate and will challenge anything that will be a clog in the wheel of the progress of their intentions, which is making Nigeria great again. That the freeze, you have a restitution to make. Be honest about it. It is not a Reno or Mockery's load. It is yours to clear. And I hope that at this point, you have been able to deal with your disappointment that you call insults to now support a good cause. You're welcome on board. Always do the right things. We believe that we all can retrace our steps and do the right things.